right. Issue 1. The source for NES players straight from the pros. So we had Super Mario Bros. 2 on the first cover, which is really interesting. I like this little claymation thing here. But it's just really funny how, you know, Zelda 2, Mario 2 is like not the real Mario 2, not the Lost Levels, and yet it's on such an iconic cover. But Zelda Second Quest in here as well. I'm not sure I've actually fully looked through the first issue here my entire life. She's got that must be, this is interesting. I'm gonna like probably look at the dumbest things in these, but it's just interesting to look through. But it looks like this is not the same cover. I mean, it's posed the same, but it's kind of hard to see. But this is not a claymation thing. I guess it wouldn't be claymation because it's not animated. Clay models. That's just a drawing, so that must be like a concept drawing for the first issue there. Obviously, this little photo shoot for this would be shot before the magazine comes out because it's in the magazine. The old Nintendo Power line. Help you win the game. Charge your parents' credit card. This is our premiere issue of Nintendo Power. New bi-monthly magazine. It's going to put more power into the hands of video game players like you than ever before. Kind of just want to read this whole first thing just because this is the intro. Created by video game experts for video game enthusiasts with more than 110 pages. Packed with in-depth tips, and tricks. I've got my blue light filter on. It's making it a little bit harder to see here. Let's turn this off. Blind myself here. There we go. All right. Tips, tricks, game reviews, and all the best video games you play on your Nintendo Entertainment System. Packed Nintendo Power full of special features like Pack Watch, which tells you when to look for the latest, greatest hits. The hottest tips from the pros, the Counselor's Corner. Check classified information for one-of-a-kind moves you can pull. Certain programs like Built-in Continue. I think classified information by the time I had subscribed had been retired. But looking at older issues, classified information was one of the sections that I always found very interesting. Find out what new games have just been released in Now Playing. Look at NES Journal for the latest news about hit arcade games. Like Vindicators? What? Hold on. Vindicators, Mailbox, NES Achievers, Video Spotlight, and Top... Okay. Hit arcade games like Vindicators, period. And then this is going on to talk about different features that will keep you glued to Nintendo Power, like Mario to a magic mushroom. It's a bit of a strange way of wording that. Magic mushroom. I don't think they've ever been referred to that. I don't know, maybe in like a manual somewhere at the time, but that's a very suspicious wording of that. Every issue will have great big colorful poster you can pull out and put up on the wall. If you haven't already subscribed, to get your copy of Nintendo Power delivered every other month. Was this every... They went monthly at one point, right? I think when I subscribed it was monthly. Wonder when that changed over. All details you need are in pages... Was that a 5? 105? No, 106 of this to 109 of this issue. My eyesight is not great as well, and I'm very tired. We look forward to bringing you Nintendo Power. You won't find it anywhere but here. All right, cool. Let's take a look here. Holy shit. This is some table of contents. This is kind of like... formatting of this is a little bit strange. You've got like the Mario 2 second quest, baseball roundup, and then you've just got these random screenshots on the side here of Mario 2 and Zelda, but they're not like next to, like the Mario screenshots next to where it talks about Zelda. Free fold out poster. All right, we don't need to look at this too much. We'll get to this eventually. Let me see. Got some staff written pretty small there, but wonder if they'll at some point announce some staff changes. I remember, I think it was Alan at the time when I first subscribed, was who I think the editor was. I think I want this nightlight blue light filter on just a little bit. It's kind of, pages are very stark on such a big screen in front of me. Welcome to the World of Dreams, Mario 2. Some interesting art. Look at this in the lower left here. This is kind of, in the upper left, is kind of reminiscent. There was like a Mario manga. That's what this in the upper left reminds me of, but the rest of this art doesn't. Like that peach on the right. Ugh. I don't know. I don't think that's at all related to that. All right, we're not going to read everything word for word, but we're kind of just going to browse through. Choose one of these 4 characters. Mario ability to jump is average. Luigi can spring up higher. Greatly weakens if he has to carry an item. Greatly weakens? Like his, I don't know, his ability to jump greatly weakens? Because the worst jumper, but the weight of items. Oh, this means their speed. So Luigi must be very slow when carrying items. I like Mario 2 a good amount, but I'm not super familiar with all the intricacies. I know Toad is fast, though. Princess. Princess can float. How to play. Some pretty basic stuff here. This is really nice. Just a layout of the page here. This background is really nice. We got the turnip in the upper left. Mario Bros 2 in the upper right there. Not bad. Learn how to jump in 3 different ways. Power squat, jump on the spot. When Mario's motionless, press A. He can jump. He can only jump up and down in one spot and not very high. This can be helpful at times, but it's best to learn other tricks. What? What? Okay. Running jump gives you more height. See, that's something that I didn't even realize. I don't think I ever like stopped to jump unless we're doing the squat. So literally, you would never want to just stand and jump for the most part. Running and jumping, picking up and throwing items. I don't know if this is part of the scanning process, but under Earth Shakes, you can see some of these screenshots are a little grubby looking. I wonder if that's just the quality of the magazine they had scanned, or if that's actually how it printed. I don't know. It looks like these are probably just photographs of a monitor. Because I know eventually at some point they're going to get some ability to capture more higher fidelity stuff. You know, with some sort of game capture. I'm not sure exactly how it works and when that happened. But the World of Dreams consists of 7 worlds. Kind of spoiling the end there a little bit, but I don't know if that was actually like supposed to be a plot twist of any type. Mario, Luigi, Princess Toadstool, and the Mushroom Retainer getting deeply involved in a strange dream world. Interesting. They don't even call him Toad there. Well, I mean, obviously he is Toad, but specifically he is a retainer. All right, we got some interesting stuff going on here. Hold on, let me look at this. Yeah, Mario's blue overalls, red shirt here. For some reason this art here has blue hat. I mean, that's not how the sprite looks. I guess you maybe could construe those pixels there as like the brim might be blue, but oh yeah, he's even drawn in the lower left there. The underside of the brim is blue. That's probably just a shadow though. All right, we'll move on. It's just very strange. This art here has the blue hat with a red M. Not how he appears in games, so I'm not sure that's why that's drawn like that, but Alright, we got sprouts, we got stopwatch. So what's the difference between the sprout and the vegetable? Is there any appreciable? Vegetable's not yet completely ripe. I only use it to attack the enemy. A ripe vegetable. You can use it to attack. And it will bring the stopwatch each time you find the 5th one. Okay. That's why how the stopwatch comes into this. That I really didn't know that about the sprouts versus the grown vegetables. It's interesting. Coins. Oh yeah, the potion. This is, let's see what this is. Go to subspace. It's a cinch. No like hints about you know, good placement of the door. I guess the coin talks about grass in the subspace turns into coins. Use these coins at the bonus chance stage. Starman appears as you collect cherries. Yep, when you find enough cherries, which are scattered at random. Put the 1-up. It even talks about the rocket here. When you pull the grass, pull up certain grass, pull up, Jesus, I can't read. Pull up grass in certain spots. Rocket will appear, which is capable of taking your character to different places. It's interesting that kind of lists that as an item, even though it's more like a set piece type thing. As far as I'm aware. I think there's a couple spots maybe where you even are required to take it. At that point, it doesn't really seem like very much of an item when it's required to progress there, but in Subcon, the world of dreams, find many different and strange creatures lurking at every turn. There are the Moppets. Interesting, the Moppets of Wart. There they go again. Toad, the mushroom retainer. They're very specific about Toad's role in all of this. You can't switch your character until you complete the world you're on. Make your selection carefully at the beginning of each world. Some characters work better in certain worlds than others. Get to know which character plays the best for you in each of the 7 worlds. Got all the characters here. We got Birdo, Ostro, classic Birdo, Ostro, switcheroo. Was that in the manual or was that a theory? I don't remember the specifics behind that. This is a cute little piece of artwork here. Copyright in the corner is just Nintendo of America. No real information otherwise on who drew this or what it's associated with. This is kind of a very strange scene here. We're at some track event. I guess this is interesting because this shows off like Luigi jumps the highest, the princess can float, so she's good for distance. I don't think Toad throws enemies further. Maybe he does. I know he moves faster, so it's kind of strange that he's not on the track. That could be. Tiny Toad is super strong. Maybe he does throw stuff further and I just didn't know that. Alright, let's see. See, this is more... I mean, we have these screenshots kind of stitched together, but they still look a little grungy. That could just be... I wonder if that's like from the scanning process, or if that's how the images look, or if that's how this particular copy of the magazine looks. Give you some important pointers on how to tackle each area in Super Mario Bros. 2. Be on the safe side, try out each character and get to know their movements at the beginning of the game. Once you pass through the door below, the real fast action fun starts. First area will be an easy win. Damn, they even show like specifically sprouts are here, vegetable there, sprouts, potion. Very thorough here. How to destroy the little boss. Well, let's see the secret hint. Watch out for looming Shy Guys. You can get the first mushroom before you enter into subspace here. You can get the first mushroom before you enter into subspace? What? I thought when you went in the door, that's where the mushroom was. This says you can get it. You can get the first mushroom before you enter into subspace. I don't think that's true. Maybe I'm misremembering that, but I thought you put the potion down and then in subspace is where the potion is. Secret hint 2, there's a lot of grass in subspace. You can collect a lot of coins. You may, of course, find mushrooms. Alright, how to destroy the little boss. The first little boss, not mini boss. This is interesting. 1988 is when this was published. So we're calling them little bosses at this particular time. The first little boss is Birdo. He sometimes, but not always, spits eggs to attack you. When you have a chance, hop on top of the flying egg. Pick up the flying egg by quickly pressing B, aim and throw the eggs back at Birdo. If you hit him 3 times, he'll go down. Very interesting use of he pronoun there. Notoriously, there's some interesting tidbits between the English and the Japanese manual for Mario 2 about Birdo's gender. More secret hints. We got level 1, 2, flying carpet ride. Right after you start your adventure in this area, you'll find yourself in the sky. Consider options. There's only one smart way to go. Just take the flying carpet away from Pidgeot. Later, when the going gets tough, try using bombs. They make a big difference. Yeah, a little bit of a tricky, the secret hint too. A little bit tricky because I think you have to blow up the wall with bombs beforehand, before you go in the door. Right, the right wall. By using 2 bombs, this is necessary if you're expecting to get mushrooms, otherwise you won't find them. So yeah, there you go. Kind of interesting that they don't tell you to blow it up before using the potion. Maybe you can still, in subspace, pull the bomb and get through, but I know your time is limited, so... I'm not sure if those are still bombs in subspace, or if they are turned into coins there. Using bombs effectively. Majority of items you'll find in the caves in this area are bombs. Use them wisely. First, pull the grass around you and set a bomb where it is indicated in the picture. Stay away and wait for the bomb to explode. Use the first bomb and open a hole just big enough for you to get through. Don't raise too much, or don't relax too much, because a bullet from the right could hit you. This is a weird, like weird past tense usage here. Like you used the bomb. You then climbed the ladder, only to find another dead end to your right. Use the second bomb to make an opening. So this is like mixes like present tense command with past tense, like you did this already, which is kind of strange because if you're reading this to find out what to do, saying you used or you climbed the ladder, I don't know, I just feel like someone would read this before they've done that already. I don't know. It's a little strange. Little boss in this area is similar to the Birdo you saw in the first area. You obviously know how to handle him. It's a sure win. Do the little boss toss. Man, there's some great art in here. Again, there's that blue hat. Look at this one. Holy shit. That's like the classic Mario art. He's got the blue hat. The yellow gloves are a little weird. I don't mind them too much, but the blue hat's a little weird. Kind of interesting actually how the properly colored hat is paired with the improper gloves. And this right one here with the hammer, you can see he's got the white gloves. So I'm imagining this is part of the blue hat art. He just doesn't have his hat. Alright, what do we got here? Last part of World 1, this area starts with a horizontal scroll and changes to a vertical and then goes back to horizontal. On the vertical scroll, you can't open the door far below unless you get the key from the top room. Remember this while you move. Without this step, you can't succeed. I drink here real quick. Yeah, more secret hints about mushrooms. You get the mushroom. Can't get the mushroom unless you move close to the right end of the bridge. A little bit of info about moving a bit before throwing the potion. Where's the boss? Come on. Crystal ball will open the gate. If you move close to the right end of the blocks, it allows you to open the gate. What? If you move close to the right end of the blocks? Oh yeah, because you pick the crystal up and you bring it. Bring it over to the bird, I think. After you get the key, keep going down while you avoid Phanto. Find a bed of spikes at the bottom on the left. Watch out. But really the only... Cross the river, final battle. That's the only mention of Phanto. That's kind of strange because Phanto's a bit of a weird aspect to this game. You'd think... I mean, classically, like, every kid was like, oh my god, like, this thing is flying around, it's coming to kill me, and it was very stressful and scary, at least for me as a child. I played this game a bit on the All-Stars cart. Phanto was, like, traumatizing. But, I mean, it's just, like... very small segment of this walkthrough here. Takes 3 bombs to put Mauser in his place. Maneuver to where you can leave the bombs on his right. Alright, desert. Practicing the egg trick. If your timing is off, and you're too late in lifting an egg, you'll fall straight down into the canyon. Birdo encounter. There's some nice Birdo art on the right side there. Kind of a interesting drawing there. This is some weird Mario art with the shovel in the lower left here. I don't know, when playing the game, I never like pictured him using a shovel or any tool to dig. Like he just lifts the dirt and then it kind of crumbles away. And I think we kind of just accepted that at the time. This is, I really hate this blue hat art. Look at this. This is he's also throwing a fireball here, which is not something that ever happens in this game. This is this like Mario 1 art? That's, I don't know. This is definitely like a classic piece of artwork with him throwing the fireball, but I don't know exactly the origin of it. But that's it's just very weird how like on model, quote unquote, this artwork is, but the color of the hat is so wrong. Meanwhile, the one with him with a shovel, his outfit is closer, but like the artwork isn't close to what, you know, Mario's traditional artwork would be in terms of the art style. He's also got a shovel for some reason. Oh shit. Now we're just putting random stuff in here. Mario, little cowboy Mario with a revolver. That has nothing to do with Mario 2. It's just very strange. All right, some interesting stuff here. Let's see. Soon you'll be on your own. Defeat Birdo. Go to the last area of World 2. We wish you great success in your adventure ahead. This feels like this should be in the lower right of the next page. Okay, just kidding. It feels like it should be at the end of everything. The last area of World 2. So, okay, second last level, I guess. I feel like that just didn't need to be there, really. I don't know. Anything else terribly interesting here? What are you doing? It's a rare occasion when the shy guy you throw ends up buried in the sand. Though it may not mean much. Okay. Aren't there like spots you can sink in the sand to find new areas? I wonder. This might be me making it up, but couldn't you like throw a shy guy into the sand and if it like disappeared off the screen, that meant there was a secret there, maybe? Yeah, you can see there's this blue arrow. Does that mean that's where you come down? If you sit in the sand? I don't know. Kind of unclear here. Alright, we're moving on from that. Get down and boogie. And boogie is spelled B-O-O-G-E. Boog. Boog. When your enemies are looking the other way, seize the opportunity to dig a couple of holes. Proceed downwards. Run to the wall at the other end, skillfully avoiding enemies. And proceed in zigzags. That's some really good, I like this Phanto art. Kind of interesting that they are just kind of mentioning the Phanto here. Secret room, hurry up. Okay, hurry up and fetch the key, excuse me, before Phanto appears. So that kind of is like the first explanation of how it even works for the most part. What? Oh no. You hadn't expected to encounter a little boss in this area. Let's beat him real quick. I also love the capitalization on LB, little boss. Triple-headed Triclide. The powerful enemy. Is there a different little boss? I guess, is a little boss just any like end world boss? I don't know. Triclide seems more important than a little boss, like the millions of Birdos in the game. He's a powerful enemy that spits fireballs. In order to defend yourself from these fireballs, build a wall of blocks first. Attack Triclide with these blocks, and you'll be able to defeat him easily. Alright, not bad. Oh, this is going to be good. Zelda, the second quest begins. Really great, iconic artwork here. Link on the cliff. How to enter another world. If you successfully fought your way through the game, but accidentally erased your name, enter Zelda when you register. We'll start your second adventure right away. Structure of the second quest is almost the same as the first quest, except for 3 geographical features. But you still have to think over your strategy because things like hidden caves in the second quest are located in different places. If you want to know the location of things in detail, check the attached map. A little story segment here as well. Were you brave enough to beat all of Ganon's henchmen in the first quest? Were you crafty enough to find your way through the many hazards to Ganon's lair? And then were you mighty enough to take on Ganon, the ultimate bad guy, and win? What does this say? Oh, if your answer... Sorry, the way that this castle is rendered here makes the text a little bit hard to read. If your answer is yes, get ready for another super challenge. The second quest of The Legend of Zelda. Lord of Hyrule still isn't... Oh, the Land of Hyrule still isn't safe. Excuse me. I was like, what? You beat Ganon once, but you must do it again. Can you be victorious? Second time around. Sharpen your sword and your wits. That's not really like a story. A bit misleading to call that a story. That doesn't really explain much about the story. I love this artwork. Very cute Zelda. Is this supposed to be Ganon? I mean, Ganon didn't like have a human form. I don't know what this is supposed to be. This random bearded guy. Strategy maps for Conquest of the Underworld. A little bit of a legend here for the maps. Maze is simple, but there are 2 big differences between the first and second quest. You'll discover in the course of the second quest that the lay of the land in the underworld is vastly different. You find your way and you're in these labyrinths. Second big difference is the placement of items in the underworld. Where are they? The challenge is definitely more complex than it is in the first quest. To make matters worse, enemies guarding the labyrinths have become much stronger too. It's more difficult to get to Ganon in the second quest. To help build up your confidence, take a look at this complete map of the second quest Underworld. What do they mean by the Underworld? Do they mean all the dungeons? Because, like, the world map is the overworld, so logically all the dungeons are the underworld? Bit of a strange way of referring to that, but... As you see in the brief map of the world on your left, Labyrinth is located in the same place as it was in the first quest. Entrance is already open. Or does it mean the overworld when it's talking about the underworld? Because this little map here shows the layout of where it is on the overworld, but I don't know. The Stalfos throw their swords. They'll give you a good idea of how much stronger your enemies are in the second quest. These bad guys used to just be skeletons, but in the second quest they throw swords at you. That's actually, I'm not sure I've totally beaten the first Zelda. So I didn't really know that that's something that's exclusive to the second quest. I've definitely seen Stalfos throw swords, like in videos or just by exposure to the online world. But that's cool. That's awesome. A little bit of extra behavior there. Level 2 is located where there used to be a store selling blue rings in the first quest. Move the Armos in the middle of the upper row. Open the entrance to the maze. So we can kind of get a glance at the shape of each of these dungeons. Looks like they spell out Zelda, which is really cute. Level 3, Grumble. There's a little lake where the entrance to level 2 used to be. Blow the whistle. Remember level 7 in the first quest? Bingo, an entrance appears. You need to buy some bait to get your enemies. Gorias are the biggest suckers. Not sure if I'm familiar with that specific enemy based on that name. Don't forget to bring some enemy bait with you. Need it to obtain the magical boomerang. While you're at it, make good use of your whistle and gain more heart containers by creating holes in various places. You can get a heart container in a place like this instead of in front of the Triforce. Toss 2 bombs in the Dodongo's mouth. It's a blast. To defeat all the red Gorius in here, you can get the magical boomerang, which can go longer distances. I don't think that's a required item, so I think it's fine to miss that for the most part. Who could have imagined that the entrance to the labyrinth is in the Lost Hills? A row of rocks. Push the one on the far right. Entrance will appear. See, a dungeon like this D, this looks dense as fuck. Got the book in here. Digdogger. Blow the whistle when you face Digdogger, and he will separate into 3 pieces, which you can finish off easily with your sword. When you have polished him off, a heart container will appear. Oh, we gotta read about these red bubbles in a second. Unless you obtain the raft in level 4, you can't reach the island where the labyrinth is. Its location is the same as level 4 in the first quest. Dude, this is like crazy replay value. Man, if you had Zelda 1 as a kid, just tore through the first game, seeing that there's a whole second quest, that would be mind-blowing. Now I'm like, damn, where's my A Link to the Past second quest? The big boss of the enemies is a Gleeok with 3 heads. Don't forget to bring the water of life with you. They just mean like a potion? The water of life. Wow. Be cautious with red bubbles. When it comes to red bubbles, you won't be able to swing your sword at all unless you touch a blue bubble. If you touch a blue bubble, you will regain your sword. Wow. Meet a fairy. Fairies from the overworld can replenish your power so you can use your sword again. Or drink the water of life. Without fairies, you can regain your strength by drinking the water of life. That is a pretty rad name for just a potion. A lot cooler than red potion, blue potion. I haven't really been taking a look at too much of the art on these pages. Unfortunately, these are like a little bit more boring in presentation compared to the Mario 2 section. Like these drawings of Link are pretty damn small. I guess the fairy up here is kind of cute, but I'm not thrilled about it. Even the page, like it doesn't have that cool background like the Zelda or the Mario 2 section did. If you're one of those who have played the first quest, you must know that the bow and arrows are very effective for defeating the boss enemy Goma. But did you know they're also very effective against Pole's Voice and likes? Give them a try. Damn, this is going all the way through. Oh, they don't tell you where level 8 or 7 is? Hold on. We're getting ahead of ourselves here. If you played the first quest, you might think that the only way to open tombstones is by pushing, but in fact there's another one that opens when you blow the whistle. How the fuck would you find this out? That's just how games were back then, man. Wow. This labyrinth is the most difficult of the 9 to clear, and it's the 6th. Helps immensely if you have the 12 heart containers and the magical sword. Don't forget the water of life either. First of all, advance to the left and obtain a ladder. Let's see what's going on down here. This is kind of tricky. When you see the hole under the trap, move the trap a little bit and jump in the hole. Not terribly complicated. Yeah, that's where the ladder is. Kind of cool music. This is Gunsmoke. Alright. Now, find an entrance by burning trees in the forest that is located to the west of the place where level 8 used to be. I like how even though when they don't tell you where to go for these, they let you figure it out, but they give you enough hints. Like an expert, if you've beaten the first quest, you probably remember where level 8 is. After you burn from the right side to make a hole, come around to the left to get in. So they don't tell you the exact spot, but you can see in this little screenshot there, like I recognize that spot. I don't even have that much exposure to the game for the most part, but this is a labyrinth where you need a lot of money, like you do in level 4. It seems to be easy to clear at first glance, just by going straight, but in fact, it's not that easy. There are many secret passages which make it difficult for you to reach the Triforce room. Tons of blue dark nuts. We recommend bringing the Water of Life. Get on a waterway with the ladder. This strategy is effective against dark nuts and bubbles. Situate yourself over waterways for easy attacks. They must not be able to reach you there. So let me read what this says. But not having enough money. All of a sudden, a gigantic maze with 30 rooms appears. A lot of very troublesome red bubbles come pouring out. To make matters worse, you will also need a lot of money here. You need at least 50 rubies. R-U-B-I-E-S. Rubies, like in the old CDI games. But if you want to have more bombs, you'll need 100 extra rubies. Good news, too. You have a chance to get 2 items if you try hard. So, it says pay up. Here comes a mean old man who threatens you by saying you must leave either 50 rubies or a heart container. You can't give away a hard-earned heart container, of course. Give him the money. Holy fuck. That's fucking robbery, man. That's brutal. Wow. Yeah, you need at least 50 rubies. So I'm assuming that's what that's for. Increase your bomb capacity for 100. Alright, let's see what else we got here. Red candle. Level 8. If you set a bomb on a cliff wall along the river, the entrance will open. But you'll definitely need a ladder to get to the hole in the wall here. Interesting spot to put the dungeon there. Magic wand and the magic key can be obtained in this dungeon here. With these, you don't have to worry about the shortage of keys anymore. With the majority of your enemies here are Gorias, who are easy to defeat. The enemy bosses are just 3 Dodongos. Here you may use 2 bombs to blast them. Alright. There's the big map. Yeah, we'll talk about this map in a second. Let's see level 9. You find 8 pieces. If you don't have 8 of them, the old man in the room right above the entrance won't let you in. Oh, this is like Ganon's head here. Get inside, you need to have 8 Triforce pieces ready. This is a monstrous labyrinth with 46 rooms. Wow. And the red ring's in here too. Entrance to the final labyrinth is located in the northwest corner of Death Mountain. Set a bomb on the rocky wall and make a hole. Are you ready? Oh shit, Zelda 2! You defeat Ganon successfully? Are you waiting for more exciting action, danger, and adventure? Get ready, Nintendo has something really exciting in the works. It's coming this fall. If you like The Legend of Zelda, you'll love what's coming up. I really don't like them printing this Zelda text here. It makes it a little bit more difficult to read. Oh yeah, so they call this the Overworld. Be traveling in a far more vast overworld. Many spells. This time you can gain the power to cast 8 different spells. Get clues from villagers. If you talk to people living in towns, you'll get all kinds of different pointers. Real fighting scenes. When a battle starts, you a close-up of the scene with big, lifelike characters. Very lifelike, that Zelda 2, I gotta say. Okay, so we got this big fold-out here. Statues. Labyrinth locations. There's a bit cut off on the stream here, but Link's first adventure takes him far and wide across Hyrule, leading him to the most weird and wonderful places. There are lots of hidden screens that many adventurers may have missed, while there may be others who are new to the game who will benefit from learning about all the locations. Whatever it is you're searching for, the following map will have the answer. Nice. I like how on some of these screens you can see it almost looks like there's like it's like blown out a little bit in the middle. Like it looks like it's a photo of a CRT. Jesus. Holy shit. Complete strategy map of the overworld for the second quest of Zelda. So when they say underworld, they do mean the dungeons. When you don't want to be bothered with all the enemies on the map, take the shortcut. Open the entryway with the power bracelet. Wow, so there's like a little bit of a warp zone. Is that exclusive to the second quest? Oh my god, there's like a chart for the shops and stuff. That's awesome. Let me recenter this really quick here. Yeah, the way that this is formatted on the archive, what the fuck? On archive.org is kind of acting a little fussy right now. So that's our poster. That must be our poster there. All right, we're back into like normal pages here. Advertisements. Baseball roundup. Bases loaded. Awesome graphics. These are pretty good graphics for NES, man. It's not bad. This isn't Take Me Out to the Ball Game. You're actually out there playing Major League Baseball. And a million sports fans are counting on you to bring home the glory. You hear the roar of the crowd when bases are loaded. Hit the big one that brings home the pennant. Play ball. RBI baseball. Not terribly interested in the baseball stuff, so we might not hang out on this too long, but this was officially licensed. I wonder what the first... There's no way this is like the first licensed baseball game, right? This art's kind of goofy. Kind of appreciate it. Pitcher's mound, batter's box. Overworked pitcher. Keep your eye on the ball from the umpire's vantage point, right behind the catcher. When you get worn out, the speed of the ball and the tricks you can pull with your pitch decrease. Bases loaded. Yeah, I mean, it's baseball. I'm not terribly interested, but the graphics look nice. I do like the very colorful layout here with these hand-drawn. I mean, the art style's kind of, but this is kind of goofy. Beanball. Each of the 3 games has different kind of wild pitch. Pay the price, take the walk. Oh shit. Counselor's Corner, this is where all the pros are. And we got Nestor there. Welcome to Counselor's Corner, where we answer letters from players who have found themselves stuck again and again in the same spot, or lost in a maze, or unable to beat a formidable opponent, or in a number of other fixes. It's a place where you get your questions answered by the pros. So I kind of wonder, for this first issue, I wonder how they got these questions. Because this is, it says we answer letters. How would they, maybe they just came up with some of these just for the first one, and or maybe these are letters that were actually sent to Nintendo that they forwarded. Because I'm sure Nintendo would get letters like this all the time, probably. In Ghosts and Goblins, is there a stage select? Also, how do I beat the Red Devil? Well, there is a stage select, I guess. Start with the stage select. Hold control pad right and push the B button 3 times. Then press up and release. Next, push B 3 times, push left, release, and then B 3 times again. Push down, release, push B 3 more times, then push start, select, A button, B button, and push start once again. Now you're on the right track. The strategy to fend off the Red Devil. When you find a Red Devil, the right side of the screen, throw a spear at him and quickly run back to the left. If he does not follow after you, then your strategy will be a big success. Next time you move to the right, the Red Devil won't appear. They just said despawn him. Takes a high level of skill to fight him without using a few inside tricks. Alright, cool. So, maybe the other thing I'm thinking is maybe these are just tips and tricks that they just knew, that they fabricated a question to ask. I'm not sure. Alright, when I'm playing Ring King, sometimes the letter P appears in the ring. What does it mean? When the letter P appears, you're in luck. Protect yourself from your opponent's punches and go grab the P immediately. Whether you actually win the match or not, your power points will go up by 1 after the match if you manage to get the letter. Not familiar with Ring King. In Metroid, I have a hard time finding the power-up items. I usually get wiped out before I find them. Can you help? Of course, it depends on where you are in the game. Let's look at Norfair, which we get a lot of questions about. Look at the map below. We'll show you clearly how to find the object you want in this area. You find your way to the place where the energy tank and missile are located by yourself. At a glance, you'll think that it's impossible to get through, but there is a way. This, dude, this map is so fucking small. It's tiny. Who can read this? I have this like blown up on a monitor and I can't make any of the details of this out. I guess just having the general map would be alright. Super Mario Bros. Are there really unlimited 1-ups? Plus, can you tell me how to get the fireworks and what they mean? Yeah, this almost seems too well formulated. Like people probably be sending in really stupid letters. These almost seem too intelligent in some ways. First, let's talk about the unlimited 1-ups question. When a Koopa Troopa is coming down the steps, as shown in the photo, jump on the left side of his shell. Watch your timing. Koopa Troopa then goes back and forth between Mario and the steps. By use of this continuing 1-up technique, Mario's 1-ups increase by more and more. You got it. Secret to getting the fireworks is the last digit on the timer. If you hit the pole when the number ends in 1, 3, or 6, fireworks will go off 1, 3, or 6 times. Since each explosion of fireworks is worth 500 points, time your jump accordingly for maximum points. Wow. This is, it says, you may want to stop building lives at around 100. If you get too greedy, the program has a built-in game over. That's something I'm not sure I've heard of. Stop at around 100. So this might actually just be... I wonder if that's just a rollover error. Like if you get 256, maybe it just rolls over to 0 and then you game over. In which case, it's kind of like a bit naive to call it a built-in game over, because it's more of just like a limitation of 8-bit integers. No matter what I do, I cannot beat Udraw. I've played quite a ways. Not, I wouldn't say quite a ways. Maybe about like halfway to a third through Kid Icarus, and I don't remember what this is talking about. This doesn't look familiar to me. Udraw's weak point is his head. Try this strategy. First, jump above his head, avoiding his fiery attack. Then wait a moment, study his moves carefully, and go after his weak point for the win. Double dragon. Rygar. I figured out how to get Pegasus Flute, but now I don't know what to do with it. When you reach the top of the highest tower in Rolsa Valley, you will see Ligar's Castle. Ligar's Castle. When you play Pegasus Flute, you must be on the subscreen to play the flute. The entrance to the castle will appear. These are some pretty sick graphics on the lower right. Very cool, like perspective shot almost there. Damn, how long is this segment, man? We're gonna be here all day. All right, I kind of want to read these though. These are kind of interesting. Castlevania. No matter how many times I try, I can't seem to beat the 5 boss characters. Can you give me some pointers? One of the reasons this game is so popular is the variety of challenge. Develop a strategy that includes weapon, position for attack, and weak point to use on each of your opponents. Here's a start with some good advice on the choice of weapon. Frank. A dagger or a firebomb will take the spring out of his step. Not sure if that's a joke, because he's a big shambling guy. Right? Pretty sure. Queen Medusa. She can be stopped by the watch. The mummies. Be sure to take them out one at a time. Grim Reaper. A boomerang or dagger will make sure he doesn't come back to haunt you. I like how they say that, and then there's you can see the holy water in the screenshot. The Count. A boomerang to the head will cool his jets. Akari Warriors is their built-in continue or stage select. We'll kind of speed it up a little bit here. Both. First, the continue mode. So, okay, we don't really need to know too much about that. Kind of a weird spot to just put this random little Nestor cartoon. Has nothing to do with like the Akari Warrior. I don't know. I've had several bouts with Tyson. I've never beaten him. Please help. I want to win the dream bout. You can help yourself out a great deal by knocking out Tyson's ability to use his dynamite punch. Just don't let him land one in the first minute and a half of the round. Then start landing as many strategic counter blows as you can to wear him down. Gradually earn points towards your victory. The decision is yours once you hit 5,000 points. Interesting that they go for a decision win there. Let's go after Tyson with the above strategy. Don't be too aggressive with Iron Mike. When Tyson winks, he's about to throw a straight punch. It's not his strongest one, but you may lose the game by TKO if you underestimate him. During the bout, Tyson may blink both eyes. This means a flurry of straight punches are coming up. Be on guard. Alright. Counselor's Corner is all about questions you have concerning NES game packs. I love the use of game packs there with the capitalization and the PAKS. We'll answer all kinds of questions like, how can I defeat this opponent? Or where can I find hidden objects? If we get enough inquiries on one game, we might just do an entire feature. They gotta plug the Nintendo Game Counselor's line. Very interesting there that they don't, I mean, obviously this is something that you would have to pay to call this line. It's very interesting that they don't mention that here. There probably was no regulation for that. I wonder if that's something that came later, if you had to like disclose that like, hey, this is a number you're going to be paying for. I'm assuming when you actually made the call, that would be part of the call, is it would mention that, but you'd think in print they would also have like that little disclaimer. Old Howard Nestor. Howard Phillips, president of Nintendo Fun Club. My good friend Nestor. I should be president. Playing Zelda today, I see. You should have found levels 8 and 9 by now. I can't find them. Oh, I'm just messing around. I know where they are. I bet you've forgotten where they are. You think you're so smart. Are you kidding? Level 8 is hidden in the second screen up. Third from the right, under the tree in the path. Ah, I didn't check that tree. Level 9 is under a rock in the 6th screen from the left on the top. Use the map on page 35 and 36 of this magazine. I should have looked there. Anything else I can help you with? Yes, I mean no. I already knew where they were. I could have found them on my own. Thanks for stopping by. See you next issue. Kind of a cute little comic, but like not a whole lot of substance there. I guess it just kind of setting up what these characters are. Basically, it's just like, hey, read the Nintendo Power, by the way. Classified information. Place where programmers and pros really reveal top secret program quirks and ultra techniques. Bro, what? They're gonna have... Okay, they got agents from Agent 1. Okay. I wonder if and how many... Oh, send your quirks and comments to... So none. I was gonna say, I wonder how many programmers, like... We're like, yes, we made this game, and there's a weird thing you can do. This is... I mean, it says send your quirks and comments to Nintendo Power. Guarantee you, from this point on, there's going to be no actual, like, programmers on any of these games weighing in. Put in this command when the title screen appears. Pull the goalie and go for it. Enter this command when the team selection screen appears. Push the start button while holding down A and B on controller 1 and 2. This is like a weird way to open this, because this top diagram doesn't really explain what the fuck they're talking about. I mean, I'm guessing it means the game spawns with no goalies. I wonder if this was like a debug option that was left in. You can play with no goalies, move fast, grab the advantage, and put together a power play. Slap one in while the opposing team's goal is undefended. Your goalie has also been pulled. So it says to do it on controller 1 and 2. I wonder if this, like, if you could pull one side's goalie by just doing it on 1, or the other by doing it on 2. Because it says to do it on both. Next, try the super speed puck command. Send the puck ricocheting around the rink at lightning speed. I also like how they refer to these as commands, like you know, like programming commands. Like you're open up the console command. Build up your forces fast. Konami code. Oh yeah, here we go. Up twice, down twice, left, right, left, right. B and A. Lastly, push start. Which start really isn't technically part of the code. It's just to start the game. A lot of people will say it's up, up, down, down, left, right, BA, select start. But that's just the select start selects 2-player mode and starts the game. It's not actually part of the code. Select continue, and for each of the 4 consecutive games you'll start. Wow. So it gets you 30 lives in your continues too. That's pretty good. Really don't. I think I beat Contra like many years ago. I don't think I've touched Contra in like a decade at least. We got Gunsmoke, which we were just talking about before. Title screen appears. Press A 4 times and select 4 times. Push control pad right twice. Push start. What does this do? Let's see. Time to pull out the heavy artillery. There's no time to mess around with single shot weapons. Oh, this is like rapid fire. Rad Racer. Alright, what does this do? Okay, so this is like level select. More debug stuff left in. Athena? What the fuck is Athena? Find the magic mushroom and equip yourself with the mightiest items available. By crouching down on the mushroom, Athena magically receives the enemy-destroying fire sword, the rock-crushing dragon helmet, and the super strong lion shield. Get all these items in Area 1 and don't lose them. Punch out. We got the Another World Circuit. Got the secret passcode. You'll discover another world circuit. You'll wind up in a whole new ring, and you'll earn your title all over again. On the top left hand portion of the screen, it says Another World Circuit. Your first opponent is King Hippo. Damn, I really didn't know much about that either. It's like, I guess there's like a second quest almost. I wonder if that changes. That probably doesn't change the enemy's behavior. Probably just the order that you fight them. Arkanoid, stage select, ring king, endless energy. So some of these are pretty good at describing what they do. Like the stage select and continue, but build up your forces for Contra is a little bit like that doesn't instantly tell you. Oh, we got skate or die music. That doesn't instantly tell you exactly what that does. I mean, obviously it alludes to what it does. Or like Flame and Fortune. This doesn't tell me what this does exactly. If you go in an entryway and find yourself amid brimstone and fire, don't run away. Stay put and battle the blazes. You'll discover 2 secret characters. Wow. Aid your escape. Reach out and touch Ninja Girl for 5,000 valuable points. Huh. Zanak. Turn an enemy into an advantage. You can make an enemy drop a 1-up. Get bonus points. And we got a ways to go. We're going to have to cruise through this magazine. Double Dragon. Street toughs move to attack. Martial arts expert Billy Lee hits the streets with vengeance. His mission to save Sweet Marion from the Black Warrior's mysterious shadow boss. I've played very little Double Dragon just across the entire series. Not too much experience there. These cracks in the page, this is so bad. Like it makes it pretty tough to read some of this. I mean, from context and surrounding words you can make it out, but 2 players. What's the mode B? Enter the battle and enter the arena and battle the fiercest of the Black Warriors. Inside your enemy's head, learn their every move. This is literally just fucking Fist of the North Star right here. What the fuck? Air pull kick. Spin kick. Over the shoulder. Wow, there's a lot of moves in this. There's 2 buttons on this controller. 2 main buttons. Let's get on the road to save Marion. When you finish beating all the enemies on the screen, you can go forward as indicated by the thumbs up. If you knock or kick the enemy, you can score. If you knock or kick the enemy, you can score. And you also move up a level with a heart and reach 1,000 points. That is worded in a very strange way. Oh, I like the little the dragons for the numbers. That's really quite fun. Damn, they put more effort into this spread than the fucking second quest. Can't get in the cave until you beat 2 Abobos. Very familiar with him. I think there's a meme about Abobo. Who is the shadow boss and where is Marion? This is like this character design. Very old school, like 80s cool. Kind of like it. Challenge the Gauntlet. There really like aren't ads in this first one. They just have like no ad space. We're gonna see ads at some point. I'm kind of excited for future issues because the ads can be like really interesting. Challenge the Gauntlet for the return of the Sacred Orb. Gauntlet. Meet our 4 heroic gladiators. Warrior, Valkyrie, Wizard, and Elf. This is like a weird part of fantasy. Nowadays, elf is like the race, but like back then, playing an elf would just be like you're an elf, you know? Nowadays in modern fantasy, you'd be like elf warrior or elf ranger or elf wizard. Back then, elf was kind of just like inherently a ranger class. Experience the ultimate fantasy that is Gauntlet. Black clouds cover the sky and thunder rumbles in the distance. Sacred orb has been stolen by the evil one, Morak. The inhabitants of Rendar face mortal danger. Join a band of 4 courageous warriors. Prepare to take back the sacred orb, but first you must find it. More than 100 rooms and legions of terrible guards stand between you and victory. Challenge is great. Are you courageous? I don't know what this is, but this is some good music here. Gauntlet has 100 rooms to explore. Wow, so these are all specifically set rooms. This is something that I feel like you could make a procedural generation for this. In our modern era here, that would be the trend. Beyond the battlefield, overcome the invaders from outer space. Yeah, Contra section here. Iconic Contra art here. Got the Xenomorph in the back. The year is 2631. A mysterious meteor has landed on the Galga Islands in New Zealand. The aliens have taken the first step towards controlling the planet. And 2 years later, the Red Falcons have begun their final invasion of Mother Earth. The Red Falcons have begun their final invasion? I mean, there's like a falcon on, like, you can see the rapid fire shot here. I just assumed the Red Falcons would be the heroes. I know Contra has some kind of story. Obviously, there's named factions and stuff here, but I don't get it. Because even at the bottom here, it says they have no alternative but to advance on the Red Falcons. Earth's survival depends on their success. Like, surely the alien faction is not called the Red Falcons. They named themselves after something that does not exist on their own planet. Presumably. The power capsules. It's kind of interesting here that they didn't insert the Konami code. I know a lot of players see the Konami code as like essential for playing Contra. It's kind of buried in a different section of the magazine. Again, some more interesting like layout stuff going on here. This is honestly, the Contra section's a little bit generic, but it's got like this triangle shape in the back and like this cascading like drop shadow in the lower right there. You know, a bit interesting, a little generic. You could put like any game here for the most part, probably would work, but it's interesting to look at. Now this is a really loud page here. It's Wheel of Fortune. Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune are the most popular TV game shows in the US. Now you can tune in and play on your NES every day. Tune in the fun, the laughs, and the challenge. You ready for Jeopardy? Pick your category and see if you can match the question to the answer that pops up. Take a spin with Wheel of Fortune. Can you put the words together that make a saying with only a few letters to give you a clue? Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune. We got Jeopardy on the next page. Oh yeah. We got Howard, Nestor, and Annie. Certainly this art was not created for this. This is probably just existing art, but it's kind of a cute little thing to pad the page out a little bit there. Video Shorts, the now playing section of Nintendo Power features every single new released video game available or coming by the next issue for your NES. You've been reading our in-depth reviews of Double Dragon, Contra, Gauntlet, Wheel of Fortune, and Jeopardy! Now you can look forward to more great games in the Video Shorts section of the magazine. Here you can take a peek at a long list of titles chosen for challenge, fun, and excitement by our Nintendo Power magazine editor. These games are the hottest out there. Your favorite arcade video games in the reviews, as well as other hot favorites, including spy, fantasy, and science fiction games. So this was, I mean, NES had been out for a little bit. It's kind of confusing to me in current year to some extent. When they say arcade games, do they, I don't exactly know what they mean, because when I think of an arcade style NES game, I think of shit like Clu Clu Land, which was like old NES stuff where like the points, or like Balloon Fight. Like I feel like by this era, when we have like Contra and Mario 2 and Zelda 2 is about to come out, I feel like we don't see those like arcade style games as much, or at all really. I'm sure someone was making them, but maybe they just mean like score attack type games that like have score counters and maybe like emphasize it a bit more. I don't know. Score was pretty important back then, even in the Super Mario Bros. Talking about getting the points on the fireworks. Legendary Wings. In ancient times, when the world was young, a dark force threatened the existence of mankind with total destruction. We won't read through all of these, but God of War, dude. 1988. Ares, the God of War. Interesting. Ability to control many unique characters in this game. You actually fly into combat with wings of your own. Enemies will attack with incredible speed from unexpected directions. You'll find this a big challenge. If you're a beginner at shooting games, you might want to have someone play with you. What else we got? Iron Tank. Huge enemy Fulton. The year is 1944. It's almost summer. June 5th. Normandy coast of France is about to be invaded by the United States Armed Forces. Gunsmoke. Smell of gunpowder seems to reach down every alley and into every building of a small mining town in the Old West. Outlaws run rampant, busting up the town, robbing and stealing as they please. Billy Bob stands alone and fearless. Dragon Power. Like Shenron right there. Rambo. Just as fast and action-packed as in the video game version. Story goes, the combat-hardened Rambo, Green Beret, and hero of the Vietnam War returns to Vietnam to rescue his buddies who were captured. They're still held in the jungles of Nam. See what they have to say here. So not really. I also, another thing that we passed up. I love how they said in this top thing, you've been reading our in-depth reviews of Double Dragon, Contra, Gauntlet, Wheel of Fortune, Jeopardy. These are not like reviews. Like this Contra section is like a walkthrough. This isn't a review. Which is also strange to call it a review because like film reviews and stuff existed at the time. Presumably. 1988? Of course they did. So like the concept of a review isn't like a brand new thing. I don't know. Strange to me to call that a review. This exciting adventure game is based on the classic Chinese story Si Yu Chi Monkey. There are lots of kung fu-like movements. Begin deep in the mountains where Goku and Nora start. I mean, this is Shenron because Dragon Ball is literally just, you know, based on the Chinese fable. We got Metal Gear from Ultra Software. Imagine you've been given a mission to free hostages. This is the scene. Near the border of South America, a jungle fortress called Outer Heaven is under the control of terrorists. An evil colonel is in power, a tyrant, a dictator. He rules with bullets and bombs, turning harmless local villagers into brainwashed machines of world terror. The worst is yet to come. This madman has created the ultimate nightmare, a dreadful weapon capable of spreading destruction around the globe. He calls this monster weapon Metal Gear, and you, as the secret agent and spy, must set out on a mission to destroy it. The road to Metal Gear is hazardous. And we got some good stuff in here. Bionic Commando. Super Joe has been captured by the Imperial Army. Here's only hope of rescue. Good stuff here. City Connection. I think I've actually played this. This is on, I have played this because it's a fucking Jalico game. This is on Switch Online for some reason. All right, let's see what they say about City Connection. Head out on the highway for a tour of the world's great cities, London, Paris, Frankfurt, Tokyo, and more. Driving in the big city, you got some big time authorities telling you your best strategy is to heave oil cans at the cop cars that are in hot pursuit of you. If your aim is right on, you'll send them spinning in 360 degrees. Try to bump them off the road. Excuse me, my throat's dying. This is the life of Hard Knocks, and you're the one doing the knocking. It's almost Breaking Bad. Steer clear of the dozens of cop cars swarming around the freeway. Yow, watch out for that cat. Next, take the high road, the upper highways to adventure. Interesting that they say adventure. I wouldn't really use the term adventure with this game. This is a game that's like, I would call it an arcade style NES game. Ikari Warriors 2 Victory Road. This is another like weird formatting thing. You'd think you'd want Ikari Warriors 2 to be the big thing, like the big text. Really highlight like, hey, Ikari Warriors 2 is coming. Instead, the main text is Victory Road, which at a glance, you'd be like, I don't know what that is. I don't really care. Star Force, Freedom Force. We got some forces here. Tecmo, Sunsoft. Ooh, this is like a nice like airplane pixel art there. A rocket launcher. All right, we're going to move on. Move on from the video shorts. over to Pack Watch. I'm looking to the future of NES game packs. Keep your eyes on Pack Watch. Give you a glimpse into the future with all the hottest news. I wonder if they talk about... Oh yeah, yep, there it is, Zelda 2. Very weird. I know they had Zelda 2 screenshots earlier, but you'd think on your Pack Watch page, this is what you want to feature the most. Not fucking Golgo 13. Like, what is this? What is this screenshot? Okay, I don't know. A lot of strange decisions. Zelda 2 should like take up this whole fucking column here. Indiana Jones is back. This time in an NES adventure from Mindscape. Experience the roller coaster thrills of the movie packed into an NES game pack. Chesterfield. Peaceful days of sun and pleasure on Chesterfield Island have come to an end. General Gemin turned the island into a battlefield. Rescue Princess Karen, who was kidnapped by the cruel General Gemin. Save the kingdom. To do this, you need to find the secret treasure hidden deep in the underground maze. I don't know, not having screenshots for some of this stuff, like Chesterfield, I don't even know, like, I'm picturing like a knight, but generally in a knight, like a medieval fantasy type setting, you probably wouldn't have a General Gemin. I mean, I know there's generals of those types of armies, but when I first read through this, Chesterfield Island, General Gemin, I'm thinking like a war game. Like with guns. I don't know, it's just like, I feel like this one would benefit from a screenshot as well. Indiana Jones is fine to not have one because everyone knew what that was. Terra Cresta. See, this is better. This is the spaceship dogfight of the century. So I already have in my mind like what it kind of looks like. It's a space game. Got it. Check your laser guns and get ready for action. You're up against the great Devil Mandora. Contest to win back Mother Earth. First, you must beat 30 enemies. Sounds awful. Every second counts in this fast-action spy story. Your famous ace spy, Sniper Golgo 13. Caught in a web of evil power struggle. A vial of Cassandra G, a deadly biological warfare weapon, has been stolen. You've seen an advanced copy of this one, and it plays out like a great spy novel. It adds a new twist to NES software. This sounds like it could be actually kind of interesting, like a cool like visual novel maybe, in some ways. Espionage stuff. Are you ready for the sequel of 1942? See, this makes sense having a picture and being a bit bigger, because as far as I'm aware, 1942 was like pretty big for the most part. Fly into the middle of a dogfight during the famous Battle of Midway. Cool. Capcom has packed this new game with high action and a new password feature. Watch for it. That's nice. Gotta love your password in your 1943. Pick up where you left off. Alright, we gotta read this one. The latest word on Zelda 2 is that it will definitely be available in stores by October. Zelda is waiting for you to awaken her from the sleeping spell that's been cast upon her. Hang on, Zelda, it won't be long now. Your nightmare will soon be over. Link speaking there. Oh, okay. We can't read all this. We'll go real quick here. Jackal's a codename for a small-scale commando raid. King Jackal, Blaster Master. The only thing we know about so far is... Wow. The only thing we know about this game is its name. From the sound of the title, we expect to be another high-action game from Sunsoft. Cool. Platoon, Sunsoft again. An NES version of the game that was first an Academy Award-winning movie, and then a computer game. So there already is a version of Platoon at this point, huh? Interesting. Simon's Quest. That's another one that I feel like you... Like, hello? Why is there no screenshots? Maybe it's too early? You're Simon Belmont, and you thought you had beaten the dreaded Count last time, but alas, he cast an evil spell on you. The only way to break it is to put them back together again. Oh no. See, this is a game that, like, I guess we'll find out when it comes out what people thought of it. But, like, this is a game that people will probably be hyped beyond belief for. And you don't even have a screenshot, and it has, like, a tiny little thing on the second page. Like, dude, take fucking Terra Crest off here, put Simon's Quest, get Zelda 2 a screenshot. Players poll. Get some prizes here. Any 10 games of your choice. That's a pretty decent prize. I mean, for a one of though, come on. Then 10 copies of Super Mario. They gave away 60 games. Wow, really breaking the bank. The later contests are going to get a lot better. Yeah, there's the artwork there. No blue hat. Right when I fucking say they're whipping the fucking blue hat out. God damn, man. Why does he have this hat? How do you like it? I didn't like it. Do you plan on subscribing? Of the game reviews, like Mario, these are not reviews. Here's a list of titles to answer the following questions. What 2 game would you most like to see reviewed? What 3 games are you planning on purchasing next? Indicate the order of preference, your 5 favorites. How many game packs do you own? How long have you owned your NES? This also kind of like speaks to the climate of just having games back then. The fact that like 1 to 3, 4 to 6, these are all separate options, you know? Like nowadays you'd probably have like maybe 1 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 15. Like people just owned less games back then. I guess renting was also an important part of the gaming landscape there, so that definitely has a lot to do with it. Anyone can win. Send your entry today. I'll send mine tomorrow. That's I kind of like that. This is almost like the more... Back then, this would have been the lame prize, but this is like, man, having one of these, that would be fucking awesome. Some people would be like, oh, I want the 10 NES games. I'm like, I want this fucking Nintendo Power jersey. That's awesome. Wire into the NES pipeline on what's happening around the world. World news. Holy shit. Okay, we're talking Dragon Quest. Dragon Quest III, the RPG released in February, is the talk of Japan today. Players from all over the country are so crazy about this game that a representative of its creator, Enix, proclaims we expect total sales of 5 million. That's a fuck ton. Ninjas and kung fu masters are no longer heroes to Japanese players, since they're now being replaced by warriors and sorcerers who bravely confront dragons with their swords and shields. Brianna, you're too sweet to me. A story players can relate to, graphics of fine quality, great sounds, programming techniques capable of combining these into one single game. These are the secret ingredients to making a masterpiece among games. Read Nintendo Power. This is the first issue. Japanese players waiting in line to buy Dragon Quest III. It's rather odd to find American-born sword and magic games making one great hit after another in the eastern country of Japan. Anyway, it'll be quite interesting to see the reaction of the US market once this is converted into an NES game. Did that ever happen? When did Dragon Quest 3 US? Okay, so this did come. Okay. I know it's kind of cut off. How are you doing, Brianna? Okay, Dragon Warrior 3 did come to the US. I know there are plenty of Dragon Quest games that we did not get until way after the fact. It's kind of interesting that they don't refer to this as Dragon Warrior 3. They don't mention the Dragon Warrior name at all here, actually. I would have thought at the beginning they would have said Dragon Quest 3, like known in the US as Dragon Warrior. I'm sure there are plenty of readers who saw this and were like, what the fuck is Dragon Quest? Players Forum. Smoking up the charts of the hot new arcade games this summer is a futuristic tank warfare adventure game called Vindicators. This is not... What is Vindicators? Vindicators. Arcade. Creepy bitch holding the log of shit edition. I plan on... We're going to get through all of them. Eventually. At least that's the goal. So we will see the creepy bitch holding a log of shit. So I thought this was strange that we're talking about Vindicators, the arcade game, because this is not Nintendo. But there is... I don't think at the point that this is released. I don't think it's out yet. According to that quick search, Vindicators comes to NES. How many issues of Nintendo Power were there? Like 200 something? There's a lot. Pretty sure. Alright, Vindicators looks cool. Oh, we're talking... What the fuck is this? We're talking books and movies? This is like a weird section of this magazine. Pee-wee. Look how fucking creepy this guy looks right there. Okay, so we got the official Nintendo Player's Guide. That obviously has a reason to show up here. Tips and tactics for Zelda. Okay, that makes sense to show up too. Top Gun. Top Gun. Konami's Top Gun video game shootout contest. Good old Devin White of Minneapolis, Minnesota got the Top Gun title and the first place prize of $5,000. I was wondering if you had given that a shot, Brianna. You got to get that farming life. Okay, we don't need to read about all this movie. Pee-wee's Big Top. Yeah, I don't fucking care. God damn, they devoted a lot to this Players Forum. I wonder how long this segment lasts. Cause that's not something I remember reading about. Anything from the Players Forum. And now that I'm seeing this mailbox, I'm recalling that this is the first issue, but Howard Phillips has, this letter says Howard Phillips has close to 300 games for the NES. These must be letters that were sent to the Nintendo fan club. All right, enjoy your game, Brianna. Thanks for popping in. I always appreciate it. And the Joel emotes. Always appreciate that. So we're going to try and read a lot of these letters. I probably won't read all of them just because, I mean, we're kind of getting strapped for time a little bit here, but try and get through it. I've read that Howard Phillips has close to 300 games for the NES. I'd like to know if it's possible for you to send me some of the names of the games he has. Bro, he's got 300 of them. Some of the names. All right, he's got Zelda. He's got Mario. Are they ever going to be made available for the public? How could you tell me the exact name of the theme song of Spy Hunter? What the fuck are these Dude, the type of people that write into these mailboxes, I was one of them as a child. A lot of these people are probably children. Be patient. There are already over 100 games available for the NES. Best of what Howard reviews will surely make it to stores. By the way, the music from Spy Hunter is the theme from Peter Gunn. So this must be, is he talking about Howard Phillips has games that are not out yet, I guess? And he wants to know the titles of some unreleased games, I guess. I don't have the context for this, but this letter just has like 5 different questions in it. It's like, slow down, man. If you're like I am, that is crazy about martial arts. The Legend of Cage is the game for you. This is just someone writing in saying buy this game. Okay, I'm not really interested in reading that. Our grandson, Chad McElroy. It's a pretty Chadly name. 7 years old. How old is Chad McElroy? Is 40 years old now. Born in 1981. He received a Nintendo system and games from Santa this year. They were visiting our farm and therefore got a good preview of this game. What? What are you talking about? They were visiting our farm and therefore got a good preview of this game? Is this like in response to a specific segment? I guess I'll keep reading this, but this so far does not make any sense. Grandma, you're off your fucking rocker. He decided to leave his NES at the farm for the time being, and so each Friday he and I have been playing. We played that's really adorable. We played Super Mario Bros. 1942, Commando, and Kung Fu. But while Chad is home, I'm left with the NES. I've been practicing, and I think he'll be surprised I'm getting very close to at least seeing the hostages before I bite the dust in Commando. Chad decides to take the NES home so that he and his friends could play. I told my husband that we must get another system for Chad when he comes to the farm on Fridays. After searching the Dallas area, I finally found one. I have it installed, and we have one at the farm and one in the city. The story must be somewhat boring to you, but considering that Chad is 7 and I'm 55, it shows your market potential. June Mayfield. That's a lovely little story about her playing with little Chad, and then she wanted to keep playing it. That's very cute. I wonder if June's still like kicking around playing NES somewhere. She's 55 at the time. This came out in 88. So how many years is that? 34 years? I mean, she could be 89 years old playing NES. Thanks for writing. We think you're right. The NES is fun for kids of all ages. We wish we heard from more players in your age group. We know you're out there. My friends and I have a club called the Videoizers. Here are a few suggestions for other clubs. Try saving up weekly for a new tape each month. So far, our club has 13 tapes. 13 tapes? Are they talking about like watching movies, or are they talking about like game packs that they play together? I guess it's Videoizers. It's got to be about videotapes. But how is that relevant to... Yeah, let's see. We save a few dollars each week for extra money to call the Nintendo hotline. Okay, I guess that's how it's relevant to this magazine. A friendly game counselor kindly helps us when we have trouble on something. Great idea. Call the Nintendo hotline. Charge your parents' credit card right up the fucking ass, man. That shit's probably really expensive. I didn't see it anywhere listed how much it is, but it's gotta be fucking pricey. The game Rygar has some of the best graphics Nintendo has ever used. Besides this, the music and character interaction in this game are superb. It's just another review letter. Rygar to me is one of the better graphic games put out for the NES. And I would recommend it to anyone longing for action and adventure. See, even people back here were calling it NES. I was talking to Brianna before, and I'm like, you can tell how fucking ancient someone is based on what they call the NES. And if they call it the Nintendo, they're basically fucking dust. But I guess even people back at this time were calling it NES, so it's not exactly a science. These letters are all just suggesting games. Like, Metroid has to be one of the best games ever made. At least the most challenging. Anyone who plays this game cannot say it's easy. You really have to use your mind for this game. The things that make this game so popular are the graphics, the sound. Like, this is just observations about Metroid. Observations about Double Dribble. The letters will get probably more interesting in the future issues here. My friend has recently bought your basic set. In doing so, he acquired the official Nintendo Player's Guide. If it is possible, may I request one? You can buy it at many of your favorite NES retailers, or by order by credit card for $11.95 by calling this number. All right, cool. $11.95, that's not bad. I guess it depends on how many pages it is, but I mean, it's all right for a book there. Here are the hottest Nintendo game scores around. If your scores amaze your friends and yourself, send them in. Publish the best in an upcoming issue. So this is... I don't really like these segments here, like the NES Achievers, send in your high scores. Because, like, no one gives a fuck about this unless you're published and you're going to show all your friends. Like, the only people that care about this are fucking Carlos Terrares, so that he can go to school with his Nintendo Power and say, like, oh, guys, look, they published my thing. Which I guess is fun, but, like, this does absolutely nothing for me. Like, I don't care. Just, like, 2 wasted pages. Yeah, send in your stuff. Don't really care. Spotlight's on you. These players wrote in to tell us about their video game prowess. This is just more like self-filleting, but we'll see. Maybe there's some interesting stuff in here. We think you'll agree they'll all qualify as power players. See, I like the letters that ask a question, or like the grandma story was really cute. Some of this other stuff is just like, ugh. Our club is called NES Masters. We know right off who our power player is. His name is Ace Ebb. He writes to Nintendo all the time, telling them his accomplishments on games. Blah, blah, blah. Beat Metroid in 3 days, Tyson in 5, Zelda in 5, Mario Bros in 5. That sounds fake. They're all 5. Gotta add variants to make your lies sound more convincing. So these are people telling about their friends. These aren't even themselves. Of the main people in our group, our Nintendo playing group, I chose Mike Wetch. First person I know who beat Mike Tyson. Great Puma. Okay. At least these aren't like, I am the best player I know. Those type of letters would be a little bit annoying. In your 1988 February through March edition, you asked for some power players. So there must have been, this is my ignorance here, there must have been like a fan, like the Fan Club magazine before this. That's my ignorance showing. I think I am a very good player. My best game is Super Mario Bros. On my best game, I had 160 extra men. Oh yeah, let's see. How many extra men did you have? I don't know why that's so funny to me. It's just extra guys. It's just like such a of its time. I can't really laugh. In Mega Man X, I think I've mentioned this to my wife as well, and we got a kick out of it. In Mega Man X, the extra lives are little heads. So I would say, oh, I got like 5 heads. Because I have 5 lives. So that's also really stupid. But I don't know why. 160 extra men. Just, it gave me a laugh. 1.1 million points without time warp. Oh, time warp? Do they mean warp zone? Fastest game without warping and saving the princess with 10 minutes and 23. Without warps? Why the fuck would you just publish lies in your magazine? 10 minutes without warp? Hold on. Super Mario Bros. NES. Warpless. World record. Warpless world record is actually 18 minutes and 59.8 seconds. You fucking lied. Even with warps, 10 minutes in 88? I have a huge fucking doubt on that. Ray, you're a fucking liar. Power player where we live is a fellow by the name of Kevin Stevens. He can break all the records. This is another really cute, like, colloquialism of the time. He has solved Super Mario Bros. In 2 weeks. We didn't beat games back then, I guess. We solved them. Oh, Mega Man. Yeah, under his accomplishments, I guess. I think this is the first mention of Mega Man in this entire magazine. Is Mega Man in the top sellers here? Where the fuck is Mega Man? 17? I know it's Mega Man 1, but like, Mega Man 1 is like way better than fucking Kung Fu. Excuse me? Double Dribble? What are you guys on? I know these are just the sellers. No, this is a poll. I thought this was top sellers. Okay. I guess Mega Man 1 wasn't like popular at all. Okay, hold on. We're getting ahead of ourselves. We got to get through these letters first. I'm just kind of blown away by that. We elected Brian Brewer for our power player. All right. Don't care. Where does your favorite game rank? Here, the combined version of the Players Poll Top 30. Legend of Zelda prides itself at topping all other games. Were you able to go all the way? See, these make sense. Like Zelda, Punch-Out? Punch-Out fucking rocks. Metroid, don't like it as much, but like I get it being number 3. Mario Bros, Kid Icarus, RC Pro-Am's pretty decent. I think Ice Hockey's pretty good too. Bro, Top Gun? Top Gun is number 9? Mario Bros Arcade. Top Gun beat Contra, Ghosts and Goblins, Excite Bike, Mega Man. Like, what the fuck are you guys smoking? Castlevania. These are all so much lower. That I'm blown away. I'm sorry. The combined rankings are based on the top 30 from each department. Dealers picks. Yeah, your dealer right there. So these are the players' picks. Wow, holy shit. Players' picks put Mike Tyson first. Damn, son. I mean, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out's really fucking good. It might be one of my favorite NES games. Mike Tyson beats Zelda and ranks first. Okay, here we go. Pros picks. Is it the pros' need for variety that ranks not so popular Wizards and Warriors 5th while putting the popular Top Gun at 27th? Fuck Top Gun. Where do they put... Mega Man is so low on all of these. That is astonishing to me. Where's Mega Man on the left side? Look at this. How many are there here? 2, 4, or is this 10? 20? Yes. So these must be blocks of 10. Mega Man is 21 for the player's pick. Dealers surely wouldn't want to see only one hit. This list differs from the others in that it ranks RC Pro-Am first and Ice Hockey second. So I wonder For the dealer's picks, I wonder if this is like stores kind of self-reporting, like what seems to be popular, or if this is actual, like, based on any sort of sales numbers. Because, I mean, Top Gun being this close to the top makes sense in that regard. That might just be like retailers kind of self-reporting, like, hey, these are like RC Pro-Am's been selling really well, you know. Coming up next in the September and October issue of Nintendo Power, we got Simon's Quest, 14 pages. Wait, yeah, they already have like info on Simon's. Why is there no screenshot in the previous like upcoming thing? I don't fucking get it, man. Bayou Billy, Bionic Commando. We hope you enjoyed reading the first issue of Nintendo Power as much as we enjoyed making it. Spent many hours doing research, playing games. In order to bring you the most complete reviews, the best tricks, and the raddest reading ever, I even jetted to Japan for a week to work with our Nintendo Power staff over there. You try to explain Wheel of Fortune to someone who doesn't speak English. It was great to make friends, to meet some pretty hot game players too. Those game players, they're pretty damn hot. Maybe we'll even profile a few of them in a future issue. Nintendo Power will come out every other month. We want to provide you with the very best in video journalism. We've discontinued the Fun Club News so we can devote all our energy to making Nintendo Power the best magazine you could ever subscribe to. So yeah, this must be a continuation of Fun Club News, which I presume was some sort of newsletter that you had to be in the Fun Club to get. What could be more fun? So if you have an opinion about something or a hot tip you want to share, I'd like to hear about it. See you in September, Howard Phillips. Working real hard on Zelda 2. Look for it. It's going to be great. Don't be left behind. Subscribe today. Look at this dog right here. This should be like the Vinesauce Vinny. Whenever someone's going into or coming out of a screen, take a shot. Learn to play faster, smarter, and blast your way to higher scores with a subscription. Ooh, these are some beat up pages. Choose your next challenge from this powerful library in the universe. Oh yeah, look how powerful this library is right here. We got Jaws. Okay, there's Zelda, Punch-Out, Metroid, RC Pro. They put all the good ones in a block here. Not bad. All right. Go back to the beginning and look at this cover one last time. This is an iconic cover, and for good reason. I like this cover a lot. Little clay models. Why is his hat blue though? Why have I never internalized this blue hat with the red M? That's bothering me now. I still love this cover. But that's okay, I guess that's why those inside drawings have the blue hat, but either way, great cover. This is a pretty good first issue for the most part. I'm a big fan, but we're going to see how it's going to evolve over time.